Let's say you're driving home from school or work one day and you get stopped by the police. After a few minutes, you find yourself in handcuffs sitting in the back of a patrol car because you've just been arrested. You think to yourself, well, when I get to the police department, they will release me. But once you get there, panic sets in because they not only told you have a court date that's 2 or 3 weeks away, they also just told you have a bond of $1, $2, $3, $4,000 that you can't make. You don't have the money to bond yourself out. You don't even have the money to hire a bail bondsman to help you get out, and you don't have the family support or friend support that can assist you. They can lend you some money to get out. Well, let's say you have children at daycare that you were going to pick up or a babysitter. What now? And let's say you find somebody to take care of your kids. Well, you got to work tomorrow. And most jobs aren't going to hold your job open, your position open for 2 or 3 weeks until you get out of this mess. So you get terminated. Well, there goes your financial means to support yourself, to support your family. So now you're in danger of losing your apartment or losing your house because you can't pay for it. That car that they just towed away, you got to pay for it still. Car insurance, your light bill, your water bill, even your cell phone bill. So by just getting arrested puts you in a downward spiral. Being arrested and the current bail system that we have seems to punish the poor. It seems to punish minority communities more so than the wealthy. So if it benefits the rich and it punishes the poor. And that's the problem. That's the problem with the current bail system. The whole system doesn't need to be revamped, just portions and parts of it. A lot of your nonviolent charges, such as your traffic offenses or your lower end drug offenses or property crimes. Those people are not violent. They don't need to be sitting in jail, which can cause their life to spiral out of control even further. So what can we do about this? What kind of reform do we need? Well, when we talk about crimes like your nonviolent crimes, there are many other options besides a wealth-based system that we have now. Sometimes people can be released out on curfews. Let's say that the judge lets you out on a curfew from 8 in the morning to 8 at night. You can still get up, you can still go to work, you can still go to school, you support your families, you pay your bills until it's time to come back to court, because the only thing about a bond is to ensure that you will come back to court. That's the main purpose of any kind of bond, is to ensure that you will be in court when your name is called on that calendar on that date. Another option, let's say you don't have a job or you don't have school to go to. He could put you on house arrest. If you don't need to leave the house, then he could put you on house arrest where you're at home. You're not in society. So jails, it usually costs between $30 to $65 a day to house a person pre-trial in jail. So not only are you saving the taxpayers money by them not having to pay to feed you, to house you, to give you medical treatment, you're also at home. Okay, so it benefits everybody in that aspect. Another thing people can do, or the courts can do, or judges can order, are leg monitors in relationship to bails. A leg monitor enables them to find out where you're at. If you miss court, they can track you down if you don't cut it off. Some leg monitors, let's say you're arrested for an alcohol-related offense, they measure the alcohol in your system. So if one of your conditions of bond is not to drink alcohol, they can go back and monitor that. Okay. Another way they can do is law enforcement can drop in. If you're out on bond, they can set conditions like law enforcement can drop in anytime and check on you. If you're on a house arrest or if you're on a curfew, they can come at those times when you're supposed to be home and make sure you're at home. They also can have a system to where they can text you, remind you that you have court at a certain date at a certain time to make sure you're there, or give you phone calls, things along those lines. A few places even have rides. If you don't have a car, they can schedule you a ride to pick you up and take you to court. Because the ultimate goal is to come to court. You've been arrested. They want you in court to face these charges, one way or the other. Okay. And when we think of bail reform, it gets a negative remark from a lot of people because they think that it's going to everybody wants to let murderers out or rapists out or child molesters out. No, bail reform, what I'm talking about is dealing with your nonviolent offenses, your people who are not menaces to society. You're not your constant felons, not your dangers. These are your everyday people who go to work, go to school, and just get caught up in something minor that if they're locked up, they need to get out and run their life, go to work, pay for themselves, pay for their family. They can't afford to be locked up because it will just spin them in a downward spiral. So in saying all that, the current bail system does need to change in some aspects because it does reward somebody based on wealth. If you're poor, then it punishes you. If you're rich, then you get out of jail. There are more effective ways to ensure people come to court than money. Like I just explained, there's numerous ways people can come to court. And remember, the current system, you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Well, if you're locked up, regardless if you're still innocent, you're still being punished. You're being punished for a crime that you have yet to be convicted on. And you're being punished because you're poor. If you're rich, you're out. If you're poor, you're stuck. So you're basically being punished for being poor. And that's what we need to change in America. Thank you.